everybody. Happy Thursday and welcome to your very last algebra lesson. I cannot believe that you guys are already on your last lesson of the year for 8th grade. You guys have truly, your class has been such an honor and a privilege to teach, and I will really, really miss you guys next year. I would be excited to teach you guys all of these lessons. So very sad that this is our last day as our lesson, but let me show you what this week and next week's gonna look like, just so you know. Okay, so today is your last lesson and last math assignment. Okay, tomorrow, all you guys are gonna be doing are end of the year surveys and advice for next year's 8th graders. So you'll see that I'm gonna post 2 Google Forms. One is for an end of the year personal. It's just basically talking about math and this was your favorite game, you liked your homework in this format, just different things about math class. The next survey that you'll do is advice for next year's 8th graders, specifically for the honors kids. So you need to think about all right, what helped you to be successful this year? Because I'd love for you to share that with kids for next year to kind of ease the transition. You guys overall were a very, very successful graduating class, so I would love for you guys to instill your knowledge for the next group of kids. Monday, you guys have no school. Tuesday is the goodbye video day. So on that day, on Tuesday, here's what it's going to look like. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to post my end of the year video for you, and I already apologize. I know for a fact that I'm going to cry through it, so just please prepare yourself. I'm also going to put your graduation letters into the mail. This is only for 3 class periods. There's 2 other class periods in a separate stack, so they're quite a lot. The mailman's gonna be like, oh my gosh. So I'll put those in the mail so that they get to your house by Thursday to Friday, and then you graduate on Saturday. Okay, it'll be a big deal, and I'm very excited for you. So here we go. Let's go through our very last lesson together. Your objective for today is that you can use trigonometric ratios to find missing triangle angles. That should catch your attention right away when I say that you're looking for missing angles, because yesterday you looked for missing sides. To quickly review Sohcahtoa, okay, remember that Sohcahtoa is just an acronym that we use to figure out how to set up a ratio for missing sides in a right triangle. Remember that sine really represents the ratio of your opposite side over your hypotenuse. Cosine represents your adjacent over your hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. I put this image in here again just in case you want to take another picture of it, or if you just want to pause it to refresh your memory. Okay, my advice to you, keep on writing out this acronym because that's really what's going to help you the most. So today, we are going to be given various side lengths, and we're going to have to find the missing angle. Okay, we haven't done that yet. It's actually way, way easier than yesterday, so yay for you. Okay, so here are your notes. So trigonometric ratios, part 2, missing angle measures. Also, if you want to impress your parents, go ahead and tell them, yep, you know what, we worked with trigonometric ratios today, and make sure that you can say it really fast and you don't mess it up, because it's not as cool as if you mess it up. Okay, so yesterday we worked with sine, cosine, and tangent. Today we're going to be working with the inverse of sine, cosine, and tangent. See how right above the keys you've got sine to the -1 power, cosine to the -1, and tan to the -1? That's what we're going to be doing today. To access those inverse functions, all you need to do is press the second button and then press sine, and that would give you the inverse of sine. Or second cosine, that would give you the inverse of cosine. Okay, so just be aware. Some of the questions on your homework are going to try and trip you up a little bit. Don't let them. We use these regular functions when we're doing side lengths. We do inverse functions when we're looking for angles. That might be something you want to write down. That's important. Okay, here we go. I just have 3 quick examples for you because I feel like as soon as you see it once or twice, you'll figure it out. So here's the triangle that we have. Notice that you have all 3 side lengths and you're asked to find the missing angle. So after you identify which angle that you're looking for, just basically highlighting the variable, you need to create a ratio based on what you have. Now, you could use sine, cosine, or tangent. It doesn't matter since you have all 3. So let's say that I used sine. I know that sine represents the opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, opposite over hypotenuse. My opposite side is 3, and then my hypotenuse is 5. Now, all you need to do, you guys, in your calculator is do second sine 3 divided by 5 And that's what you get. And you're going to round it to the nearest 10th or 100th. I can't remember what I did on the homework assignment. And that's literally all you have to do. Now, you could have also done cosine or tangent. So like, let's say that we did cosine instead. Remember that cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. So if I set up my ratio for angle x, my adjacent side is 4, which is why it's right here. Hypotenuse is 5. Okay, grab your calculator, do second cosine so that you get the inverse, and then do 4 divided by 5. And notice it's the exact same. So it didn't matter if you did sine, cosine, or tangent here, you're going to get the same thing. Now, you won't always be blessed with all 3 side lengths. What you're most likely going to see is something like this. So let's say that I asked you to find angle A. There is only one function that you can use. Okay, so you need to start by identifying what you have in terms of side lengths. So like I know that this one right here, this side length of 12 is my adjacent side because it's right next to my angle. I also know that because this longest side is across my right angle, I have a hypotenuse. So which function are you going to use if you have an adjacent side and a hypotenuse? Well, if I look at my acronym and I'm looking for A and H, I know that it's got to be cosine here. Okay, and then all you need to do is just set up your ratio. So you're going to do second cosine, and then it says AH, which means adjacent 12 over hypotenuse 24. So you do 12 divided by 24. And that's a really nice clean angle, and it's just 60 degrees. There was no way you could do sine because you didn't have an opposite side. Okay, and again, you couldn't do tangent because you didn't have an opposite side. You could only do cosine. Let me show you another example. All right, given the triangle here, you're looking to find angle B. You're only given 2 side lengths, so let's identify what those side lengths are in relation to angle B. So because this 4 is across from it, I know this will be my opposite. And then because the 7's next to it, I know this will be adjacent. So if I have an opposite and an adjacent side, look at your acronym. Where do you see O and A? All right, well, I see it here, which means that we're going to be using the inverse of tangent to find our missing angle. So we're going to set up our ratio, tan to the -1 power, okay, or the inverse of tangent, is equal to the ratio of opposite 4 over adjacent 7. So grab your calculator, do the inverse of tangent, then do 4 divided by 7. And you get about 29.74 as your angle measure. Before I let you go for the day, let's just recap really quick. When we're looking at trigonometric ratios, okay, we can use the acronym Sohcahtoa to identify how to set up ratios based on what we have. We use sine, cosine, and tangent when we are looking to find side lengths. But when we are looking to find missing angles, we have to use the inverse. Okay, you've got to use the inverse of sine, cosine, and tangent. So these regular buttons are for finding side lengths. The inverse are used for only finding angles. Once you're given a triangle and you're looking to find an angle, look at the sides that you have and then set up your ratio accordingly. So if you only have an adjacent and a hypotenuse, you've got to use cosine. Or if you only have an opposite and an adjacent, you've got to use tangent. And just remember to use the inverse function to find that angle. All right, I think that's it. Your assignment for today is the trig ratio missing angles Schoology check. This is another one where if you don't get 100%, I really would like you to go back and see where you made those mistakes just to make sure you have your full understanding. Tomorrow, this is what you're going to be looking at. So this is the first survey. This is advice for incoming 8th graders, so you'll just figure this out. Okay, it's anonymous. And then the other survey is just your personal reflection, just like preferences for math class, like if you like things on paper, pencil, what games you liked, etc. So that's about it. And then no school Monday. And on Tuesday, that's when I'll post my goodbye video for you. And I'll also put the letters in the mail so you'll get them later that week. Okay, last lesson of algebra. You guys did an incredible, incredible job this year. You should be very, very, very proud of yourselves. All right, signing off. See ya.